Hey guys, so tonight we're going to a local festival with two dogs. We're focusing on socialization and distraction work with them. The history of these dogs: they used to get into fights. They were super aroused, which means they get hyperactive. They get super active when they're around the house, you know, barking, chasing things, all that kind of stuff. One of the dogs did, react at a person in the house pretty severely. So these dogs have been through basically our full training progression. We're toward the end of their training. Now we're focusing on socialization and distraction work. So because it's two dogs, what we're doing is we're gonna have one handler for each dog. It's gonna be me and Hannah. And then at a certain point, we're gonna give both dogs to one person. That way they can work individually and work together. So stick around, we're gonna be getting into that right now. All right, so we're out tonight at the local event in Summerville, South Carolina. Both of these dogs, like we said earlier, they've done their foundational training. So they are getting their corrections, they are getting their rewards. The way we've got ourselves set up right now, we're holding the leash in our left hand, remote collar in our right hand, but we can easily switch our leashes over to our right hand in order to reward with our left hand with our food rewards if we want to, okay? So what we're focused on right now, we're focused on socialization and distraction work together, okay? So we're walking through the area and our focus is keeping a loose leash, making sure that the dogs maintain position where they're supposed to be as we're going. We're gonna use our communication and our accountability. If they break position, if they're doing a good job in position, we're gonna say good, we're going to reward them, all right? So you'll see us doing these as we go through. Right now we're focused on single dogs, so we've got one dog each, and these dogs do both live in the same household, so we're making sure that individually they're performing very well, not having any problems before we start adding them together or anything like that. As we're walking along here, if we say good or if they give us eye contact, we want to make sure we say good. Nope, good. So the dog that I have up here, the white one, was showing that strange dog that was next to us a little bit too much attention. We call that hyperactivity. So in that case, I keep moving, I say no, I give a correction on the remote collar. What he did when he got that correction was he, boom, comes back, maintains perfect positioning, so we're good to go with that, okay? If he did not do that, we would increase our level a little bit, but if he's making eye contact with me during that process, we can say good, we can provide a random reward, okay? So we're gonna come up here, we're gonna stop real quick, we're gonna do a little downstay. So that was a pretty good walkthrough right there. I'm gonna switch my leash over to my right hand real quick right here. I'm gonna come to a stop. He's giving me good eye contact. He's maintaining a good position. Thor, sit. Good, now I can reward right here. Now we'll do some downstay eye contact drills real quick. Thor, down. Nope. Good, so put them both into a downstay. Thor and Rose, right? They're giving us eye contact. We're gonna move around. They give us eye contact. We're gonna say good. We're going to give them a random reward. If they're looking around, that's fine. They can do that. If they hyper-focus, we can tell them no and to not allow them hyper-focusing. Good, so notice Thor gives me some eye contact. I say good, I reward with a food reward because that's a higher value reward for most dogs. Rose does the same thing to Hannah. She says good. She gives her a reward. Then she just goes right back into her drill where you're just kind of moving around. Good. So what this is doing is helping the eye contact that the dogs are giving us become stronger, especially when we're out and about in new places. And it gives them very good experiences whenever they go out and about, okay? So the key here is whenever you're doing this, you want to move around your dog. You don't want to stay too stationary. They're holding the downstay. Good. They're making good eye contact with you. One thing that I like doing whenever this is going on is if they do look around me, good. Nope. Notice he got up right here. I'll just bring him right back to where he was. Have him go right back down. Good. Then I go right back to where I was. Good. Notice when you're behind your dog, they have to deliberately turn their whole head around and look right at you. That's a little bit harder to do, so I really like making sure that dogs are really good at that, especially when we're out and about in different places. So Rose got up right here. Hannah's just saying no, gave a little correction, guides her right back down to where she's supposed to be with the leash. So when you're doing that downstay eye contact drill, you're just moving around. and you're rewarding very frequently for good eye contact on you. So now that we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and do a 2-dog walkthrough. All right, so Hannah's gonna take both dogs. Yep. Thor, sit. Good. So she's going to get both dogs set up, then she's going to start heeling with them. Now when you have 2 dogs and you're doing this, it's a little bit more difficult because you have 2 dogs and you got them in a new place, right? We've done a lot of repetitions of this out at our property, but now we got to make sure that they're good to go out in a busy environment, okay? So Hannah's going to be moving around with them just like we did earlier individually, but now there's 2 dogs. They got to make sure that they know where their positioning should be in relation to each other. And when you start adding dogs to the side, we make sure that they can both heel on the same side. Now, there are some people that want dogs to heel one on one side, one on the other side, all right? And you can do that. Some people have them heel on the right side, but for us, we like dogs heeling on the left side, okay? So as she's going here, she's just gonna provide some guidance to both of them and make sure that they're both in good position. Same thing we were doing individually, but now we just have 2 dogs, okay? So we're gonna walk through, make sure they're both comfortable doing this. And this is part of our training process, especially whenever we have 2 dogs from the same home. It's making sure that they will perform for the owner no matter where we go. And one of the things we do is make sure that the owner gets more and more comfortable in different places, things like that, okay? But for the distraction work and socialization aspect, when you're doing this with your own dogs, if you have 2 dogs, you got to make sure that first individually they're very comfortable, you're very comfortable, and then consolidate them down to one person, okay? So again, you're focused on making sure their behaviors are solid, making sure they're having a good experience, saying good, rewarding them if they're doing the right thing, and then saying no and giving a little bit of accountability if you need to, if they're disobeying you, okay? So Hannah's gonna come off to the side here. She's gonna do a downstay, and then she can do a little double downstay eye contact drill. So again, just like we did individually, now she's doing it together with them, just handling her leashes properly. But now you've got 2 dogs, you're gonna reward both of them. So the thing about whenever you're rewarding 1 dog out of a 2-dog pair, notice it's 1 handler, 2 dogs. Both dogs have to have good impulse control so that they know, hey, don't try to compete with the other one for the food. Don't try to grab the other one's food. They got to make sure that they're waiting their turn and having that respect properly. Nope, good, perfect. If they get a little bit antsy or they get up prematurely, things like that, you're just gonna say no, give a correction, just like you would individually. So once you master, if you have 2 dogs or more dogs, once you master one of them, now you're gonna start combining them. So make sure they operate good individually, make sure they can perform that distraction work effectively individually, then you have them do it together, okay? So take these tips, these tricks, apply them to your own dogs. Of course, leave us the feedback below in the comments, how it's working for you. Let us know any feedback you have, and we'll see you in the next video.